we got so many responses, and it kind of just shows that mom shaming happens to everyone, unfortunately. And if you listen to the intro of the show, we talk about getting rid of mom shaming. And we hope that the show will help do that, to show that everyone has a different story, everyone has a different background. And so people have different reasons for why they do certain things in their motherhood, parenting journey. So to go to another person and say that you're doing something wrong without knowing their full story, it's just not any of our business. We thought we would reach out to you guys to share a time that you had been mom shamed. Hopefully we can kind of see that it does happen to everyone. It doesn't make it any better, but that we can kind of watch our words and things that we say to other people when it comes to their children, because again, we don't know their full story. So yeah, let's take a little less judgy on other people. All right, first one is Anna. I was mom shamed when I told my daughter's grandmother not to kiss her. She's almost 2 months old, and they just slapped in my face and proceeded to kiss her head as I told them not to. They said that's nonsense and said, how can you tell the grandparents what to do with their grandbaby? LOL, I took my child and left. I felt so shamed and questioned for trying to keep my daughter from any harm. Oh my gosh, you know what? I see this all the time where grandparents or other people do not respect kissing or touching a baby. And that to me is just crazy. If a mother says, please do not do that, plain and simple, do not do it. And do not shame someone for doing it, because there's definitely reasons to be safe, but it's totally up to the mom's discretion and what is comfortable for her and baby. Good on you for leaving though and standing your ground. Number 2, Heather. The pediatrician shamed my husband because he wasn't sure how many ounces of food the baby got in a day. He worked second shift, so he wasn't there during the day. I can't believe a pediatrician would shame a husband for not knowing that. And also, even if he was there and he forgot, there's just no reason to make someone feel bad about that at all. Number 3. I've been mom shamed by several women for giving up on breastfeeding and switching to formula when my daughter was 4 weeks old. She had a very bad lactose allergy, and instead of switching up my diet to accommodate her, I decided lactose-free formula would be a faster way to help her feel better. I've gotten so much hate for ending my breastfeeding journey so early. Oh my gosh, this is another one of those things where you don't know the person's full story, so what's the point of even making someone feel bad? She probably already felt bad about not being able to breastfeed, or her baby feeling so sick and having an allergy, that she's doing the best she can and she's doing what makes sense for her and her family. All right, number 4, Nav. I get shamed for being a full-time worker. People always tell me, because I have 3 kids, that how can I be a mom when someone else takes care of my kids a lot of the time? Even though I work 40 hours a week, I always spend time with my kids when I'm not at work, and I make sure my kids are happy. You know what? Good on you. Here's the thing. How many times do people say to a dad or a husband, I can't believe you work with blank amount of kids? They don't. They only say it to the moms, and that's a horrible thing. You are doing amazing for your kids. I mean, look at what you're doing. There are so many positives to this too. They're going to see you out there and working, and it's what works best for your family. So don't feel bad about that. You are doing amazing. Okay, number 5, Monet. I was mom shamed by my sister, who is also a mother. During pregnancy, I had really bad carpal tunnel. Post-pregnancy, it was even worse, where my thumbs on both hands became completely unusable, and there was so much pain. I reached out to my mom for help and asked her to stay with me. My sister would not stop commenting how she had the same issue with her daughter, but she didn't have my mom come live with her, and she went back to work 2 weeks after giving birth, while I'm taking maternity and bonding leave. I felt so bad after that for asking my mom to come live with me. I ended up sending my mom back to her house, and now whenever my kids aren't cooperating with me, I just cry it out and do what needs to be done, and ask my husband to help me with the medicine for my hands. Oh my gosh, my heart breaks for you, because you know what? You did a powerful thing by asking for help. You know how many moms and women out there will not ask for help? And you were brave enough to ask for help. So don't let your sister make you feel bad about that, because here's the thing. A lot of times we project what we're feeling onto other people. So maybe she didn't have the courage to ask for help. So now that she sees you so willingly asking for help, she wants to make you feel bad about it. Or, going back to work after 2 weeks is very hard on your body, and it's not typically recommended depending on, what job you do. So maybe she didn't have the option. And so now she's feeling bad and projecting again on you. I'm really sorry she made you feel that way, and I hope it doesn't deter you from asking for help in the future, because that does not make you weak or a bad mom. It, in fact, makes you strong to recognize, hey, I can't do everything. I need some help. Number 6, Jackie. I was at an urgent care because I wasn't feeling well and my husband was working, so I had to bring my 3 kids with me. They just turned 4, 2, and 1. My 2-year-old was taking his hat off and throwing it after we waited for 20 minutes for the doctor. I told him no and asked him not to throw it again. All this while the doctor was watching. Of course, my son threw his hat again, and the doctor spoke up and said, that is what happens when you have your kids too close together. I felt like a loser of a mom who couldn't get her kids to obey, but then again, he was only 2. What? The fact that you're a doctor, someone that you trust with your health, is making you feel bad about the number of kids you had and how close you had. For one, he's a 2-year-old. That's a very normal behavior for a 2-year-old. And that's just unacceptable for a doctor to say that. That's all I have to say about that. So yeah. Number 7, Brie. I've been shamed for dressing my baby gender neutral so she can decide later on her style and interests instead of society telling her how she needs to be. I love that you do this, and more stores have gender neutral clothing, because not all girls want to wear frilly pink dresses and not all boys want to wear football jerseys, so I think it's completely acceptable to wear clothes that are more gender neutral, and they can decide, like, hey, do I want to wear a dress? Am I more, feminine or masculine? They can decide. I think that's totally awesome. Number 8, Dana. Yesterday, I took my 9-month-old to the grocery in in footy pajamas. In his car seat, 50 degrees outside, so not freezing but not warm, with a blanket thrown on top of him. And an older guy in a scooter comes over and gave me $20 and told me to buy my kids some shoes. Oh my gosh. I would just take the money and say thanks and just walk away. Sometimes it's just not even worth saying anything. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Yeah. What did you do? I'm really curious. Like, if you took the money, if you just looked at him funny, or I would just be kind of shocked that someone would say that. It's so interesting to me how the same things people say to children or babies, they would never say or do to adults. Maybe in some circumstances, but I just feel like, if they see a baby, they're like able to like comment on certain things or what they're wearing. And it's like, they would never just go up to an adult and say that. So I find that really interesting. Okay, number 9, Anonymous. I was told my C-section didn't count because I wasn't able to have a natural birth. All birth is natural. Okay, this one really grinds my gears. I've seen this before in our Facebook group so many times where they were told because they had a C-section, they didn't actually give birth. And I'm just like, what? How does that even make sense? They gave birth. They still had a baby. I don't understand how someone could have the audacity to say that to a mom, especially that just went through a major surgery. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. And I hope that anyone that's watching or listening knows that don't take people like that seriously. They don't have a full appreciation for what you have done and what your body has done to bring your baby onto this world. So I'm sorry you had to deal with that. All right, guys. That is all the mom tales I have for today. Like I said, this was a really popular one. There's unfortunately mom shaming happening all the time, and it has to stop. We don't know each other's full stories. We don't know why they made a certain decision. So to see someone and quickly make judgments or shame them for doing something is completely wrong. So I hope we can take this as a sign to be more empathetic and understanding and more helpful and supportive to new moms instead of judging or shaming them based on making different choices than we maybe would have made. So let's take that and run with it. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Hey guys, if you found this or any episode of Mom Talks with Krista helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and of course, share it with your friends. We release new videos every single Wednesday, and our new podcast is out every single Thursday. So lots of different ways you can catch us. And of course, if you're not following us on our socials, go ahead and follow us there. We've got tons of new content for you every single day. And finally, if you're watching this and doubting yourself, you're doing a great job. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.